Welcome to Honors Chemistry. My name is Sakina Ellickson, and I will be your child's teacher during this adventure of online learning. You are probably here because you are wondering about what is this course about, how can I support my child, and who is the teacher. Okay, so I'm hoping you address all three questions in this little video. First trimester of chemistry really sets the foundation for the rest of the year. We start off by doing an introduction to chemistry and matter and measurements as well as skills. We then go on and go into more in-depth calculations and then start talking about what it really means to be working with atoms. How do these atoms bond? And then we start diving into a little bit of the periodic table. This sets us up for the more of the applied topics that occur in second and third trimester: reactions, gas laws, solutions, moles, and stoichiometry, which is basically chemistry math, energy, equilibrium, acids, and bases. It's really important to note that chemistry is kind of like a math class where you need to know how to add and subtract in order to do algebra, and probably multiply and divide in order to do algebra. And if you try to go into algebra without knowing those things, it's gonna flop. Same thing with chemistry. If you don't really get Unit 1 and Unit 2 down, you're gonna really struggle in Unit 3 because it builds on Unit 2 and Unit 1. So if you notice that your child is struggling on some of these topics, please encourage them to reach out to me immediately so that way I can get them caught up on where they need to be before we end up in a hole later in the trimester or at the end of the year. Students can access the course through Canvas. When you click on the course, you'll automatically be taken to the home page. On the home page, it's updated weekly so that you see 1 week at a time. The Zoom links are automatically at the top so that when they're coming to class, they can go straight there. Below, you're going to see a calendar, and it's outlined per period. You'll see that on synchronous days, they have the Zoom link to class, and if there's any extra work that we're going to be doing that day, it's underneath. If they do not have a Zoom class that day, then what I have is a checkpoint for that day for them to work on. You'll notice on this checkpoint, the format is going to be the same for every single one. It tells you what the learning objectives are, what they need to do, anything they need to turn in upcoming events. In addition, there's some extra resources at the bottom in case some people might find the content a little difficult and need to look at another thing to help them. In addition to that, you'll notice that you also have I also have office hours on Fridays, and so if your student would like to meet, they can send me an email and I can send them a link to talk about the content they have questions on. I also have an assignment checklist that gives you an overview of the week of what we have coming up. If you're interested in following the course, you'll notice that right here it says information for parents. So right there, it will take you to a link that will let you know how you can get access to the course via either a web browser, or if you go below, it actually tells you how to set up the course on the Canvas Parent app. You might want to know, what are my expectations for your child during distance learning? My number one priority is that your child is feeling safe and secure. So while I want them to be successful academically, it's really important for me that they are in a good spot to be able to learn. So with that being said, if you're finding that your child is feeling really overwhelmed or just not in a good place, please reach out to me or have your child reach out to me and communicate. What you're going to get from me is empathy. I want them to be okay. I want them to be safe, especially during these times of online learning that are really difficult for everybody. So let's make sure together that they're in a good spot, and then we can move forward with the learning. When it comes to learning the content online, my expectations are, first, that on synchronous days they attend class. Those Zoom links can be found on Canvas. On the days that we don't have class or we have asynchronous learning, to work on that checkpoint and complete it in a timely manner. If they can't finish it in time, to just communicate with me so that we can both be on the same page and make sure we're not digging ourselves a hole. And then finally, as I mentioned, Friday is office hours, and so if your student needs help, that is a good time to get some one-on-one help there. I've really enjoyed getting to know your child over screen over the last few days. Some of them have sent me profiles with pictures of things that they're interested in to help me get to know them. Some of them have just typed out words, and that's totally fine too. Either way, we have a unique set of kids across the district, and I'm really looking forward to the day that we can be back in person and I can get to know them a little bit better. If you ever have any questions or concerns, you can always reach out to me on email. And then you can also get signed up for our Remind class, which is posted on Canvas, and where you can get some text updates from me as well. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and I look forward to learning chemistry with your child.